Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling something pretty universal, negative thinking.
Yeah, something everyone runs into.
Exactly. And we've got this motivational speech as our source. It's called Break Your Negative Thinking, Rebuild Yourself. So our mission really is to pull out the key ideas from this speech. How can we, challenge those thoughts that hold us back?
And use that process to kind of rebuild in a more positive way.
Right. Let's just jump in because honestly, who hasn't felt trapped by negative thoughts sometimes?
Absolutely. And, what jumps out right away from this speech is its core message. It's quite forceful, actually.
Which is?
That we're not just victims of our negative thoughts. The speech really emphasizes that we have this power, this ability to break free from those patterns.
Okay, so it's about agency, taking control.
Precisely. And it presents this ability to take control as, fundamental. It's the foundation for any real personal growth, any self-improvement effort.
Gotcha. The speech is pretty clear then. It frames negative thinking as, actively destructive.
Right. Definitely. It paints it as something that really hinders our well-being, sabotages us when we're trying to move forward.
It's like this internal barrier we need to deal with head on.
Exactly. An obstacle.
So if negative thinking is the big problem, what does the speech suggest we actually do about it? What's the approach?
Well, it pushes for a proactive approach. So instead of just ignoring negative thoughts or trying to suppress them.
Which never really works anyway, does it?
Rarely. It often backfires. So the speech encourages us to actually engage with them directly.
Engage. How so?
It means, looking at those thoughts, understanding where they might be coming from, and really challenging if they're even true.
Ah, okay. So questioning their validity.
Yes. It's about actively dismantling the power they have over us, taking them apart piece by piece.
So it's not just about slapping on a happy face or forcing positivity. It sounds more involved than that.
It is. It's a direct confrontation with the negative stuff. And this is where it gets, I think, really powerful. The speech draws a very direct line between breaking down those negative thought patterns and the potential for positive self-reconstruction, rebuilding yourself.
Right. So the two are linked.
Yeah.
You can't really build something new and strong if the old negative framework is still weighing you down.
Exactly. It's like trying to build a new house on shaky foundations. You need to clear away the rubble first.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. It feels quite empowering, the idea that we have that kind of influence over our own internal world. So the speech seems to say that taking charge of thoughts is the essential first step in that rebuilding process.
That's the core message.
Does it give any hints about how to do that active engagement, like specific techniques?
It doesn't lay out a step-by-step exercise plan, not really. But it strongly implies a process of questioning the evidence behind negative thoughts.
Questioning the evidence.
Yeah. Scrutinizing them, instead of just accepting them as fact, as absolute truth. Which, aligns pretty well with concepts like cognitive reframing, the idea of challenging those negative interpretations and looking for other, maybe more balanced ways to see things.
Right. Finding alternative perspectives. Got it. Okay, so summing up then, the key takeaway here is that this speech really highlights our own agency.
Yes, our power.
We can interrupt those negative cycles, not by ignoring them, but by actively questioning them, challenging them.
Exactly. Getting in there and grappling with them.
And doing that is directly tied to our ability to rebuild ourselves in a more positive light.
Precisely. The speech really wants you, the listener, to feel empowered, to recognize you have this capacity to shape your thoughts and, through that, your own growth.
Okay. So for our final thought then, something for you to mull over. Think about one negative thought, maybe one that pops up fairly often for you.
Just one specific one.
Yeah. And based on what we've just discussed, based on this speech's core idea, what might be one small initial step you could take to start breaking that pattern? Maybe just by questioning its truth a little bit.
What's that first tiny question you could ask it?
Exactly. That's your point to ponder from this deep dive.